Barbecue cooking, and hear that crowd chanting and singing the national anthem. Home of the Chiefs.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Mahomes now on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Left, 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 left. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 29 yards. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 13-7. Butker now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. Spinning away, and now running right through it. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. From the shotgun, Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a KC touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. Extra point splits the uprights. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. As we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 42 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And room there to work it inside the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it?
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Justin Houston. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Bryant's kick is good. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And now here comes Kansas City. They came out not so hot. The first quarter, they were sputtering a little bit, but they seem to have stayed the course and really righted the ship here in the second.
Well, let's face it, all the preparation that goes into getting ready for a game, all the scouting reports, the practice, the repetition, sometimes you hit a little bit of a lull to start things off. Maybe you get a little flat, but if you put in that time, you put in that effort, it can come back to you, and that's what we're seeing so far.
Now can they keep that momentum going? They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Throwing now is Mahomes. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Brooks Reed in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Ready! Blue 45! Blue 45!
They run. It's Williams. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
I guarantee every coach wants to go for it on 4th and 1 in this spot, but so few of them have the guts to do it in their own territory. But he puts his faith in his offensive line, and they're able to pick up the first.
4 down. Check. Shift. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. Going deep here for Watkins. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown of this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Given 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Ready, green, 39.
Now here's Mahomes. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ware takes the give from Mahomes, and he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. Well, Week 12 in the NFL, also Thanksgiving week, and 3 games on Thanksgiving. We know about Chicago and Detroit, Washington, and Dallas. Don't forget about the 3rd and final game on Turkey Day, just as the early Black Friday shoppers are lining up. Atlanta, New Orleans.
And those Black Friday shoppers will be throwing serious elbows about the time this bad boy kicks off. Now, think about this weekend, or think about this Thanksgiving. It has the feel of a college rivalry weekend, doesn't it? Every game, intense rivalry. Chicago, Detroit, Washington, Dallas, and now this one, Atlanta, New Orleans. These two don't like each other very much. A huge game in the NFC South. Can't wait to watch this one. Matt Ryan, Drew Brees matching each other throw for throw.
Connects with Sanu right side. Mohamed Sanu with nobody ahead of him. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Let's go.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on 1st down. He's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan now 3 first-half touchdown passes, and the Falcons will add on to their lead. Now Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2. Here's Ryan. Steps away to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Tyreek Hill set to return it. Hill shedding the tackle. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And likely just out of field goal range. Could be Hail Mary time.
And haven't we seen in recent years that the Hail Mary seems to be more successful in the NFL than before?
Absolutely we have. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
45.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Mahomes. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 13 yards there at a Kansas City first down. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Now he's forced out left. And he finds a man. That's Watkins. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Mahomes now on 1st down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Bruce Irvin in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
And all the way down to the 7-yard line. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will still...
And it'll be intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Changing topics here for just a second to look ahead to our Thanksgiving slate. You know, you got Chicago and Detroit early, but then, of course, Dallas late. And it's a rivalry game. They host Washington.
Yeah, and how great is that we're going to get that one on Thanksgiving, because they've given us some memorable ones throughout the years. And it's always interesting to hear just how intense this rivalry is, even in today's NFL. I've talked to guys who have played for both Dallas and Washington, and they always say it's such a struggle when they hear they have to go to the other team. No matter what the circumstances, that's the one team that you don't want to go play for. And they always say it's very strange to put on that other uniform.
Whoever wins that game, the turkey will taste a lot better in the locker room after. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Coleman on the toss. And a second spin. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And out come the Chiefs now. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Green 39. Green 39.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Flush to his right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. So they took a shot there on 3rd down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And Butker able to put this one through. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And room there to work it inside the 25. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Here's Coleman. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. It's Coleman here, and he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, his second touchdown of the afternoon, and the Falcons will extend their lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Mahomes going to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Watkins alone on the left side. Here's Mahomes to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Coleman. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Ryan wants to throw it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Hey, let's go.
Throwing now is Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down. Now Mahomes got to have this one. He's got the 1st down and more past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Oh, that's a big pickup right there. That play might have saved them. Now they got to get up to the line of scrimmage quick. They've got to spike it.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Ryan to throw. And an alley to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
He's got Sanu. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.
Look in the mirror, how could you face that? Mask on, don't even know where my face at. Plenty don't even know where waste at. All these in the room, how could you waste that? Huh? Why would you chase that? It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. No matter what, I'ma stay black. It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. Need more jewelry. What I tell myself as I'm writing my eulogy. Ask the mirror, how you put up with this foolery? It reply, how you put up with this song and dance, all this buffoonery. Long romance, death, what it do to me? Yamagini dream was a nightmare. He was dancing with the devil for his life, yeah. We all on the dance floor. Girl, come with a dance. Puerto Rican in the breathing heavy. Little had my looking daddy. Couldn't tell him nothing cause we lost him already. Cozy boy with his spaghetti. What the money and fame, the price come heavy. The price come heavy. Like Shaq attack up on a backboard. Come back up on a backboard. When she asked me if I love her, I just act bored. Say loser, ask for it. Living movie, blockbuster, this ain't a rental. Talking moody, all these diamonds up in my dental. I get
From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, G. Get off the field.
On 1st down, Mahomes. And his first look is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that's caught inside the 30. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 44 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than a defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. He spins free. Gets this one to Hill. Open space inside the 10. And all the way down to the 5. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
They get it to him running left. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Escaping the pressure right. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey from 6 yards away. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Butker now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. With 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Coleman now. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan dancing to his left. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Fourth down. Here's Ryan. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. D. Ford in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let him do all the work, and then someone catch him at the end and pass him up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 52 yards. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it's 3rd down.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, 30 yards. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They go play action here on 1st down. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Allen Bailey. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Get up!
From the shotgun, Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Justin Houston Able to drop it for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down.
Hey, express! Right! 21! Right!
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And this will set them up nicely deep down in KC territory. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
On 2nd down, Ryan. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
Left!
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman as the 1st half is winding down. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth 1st half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mahomes now on 1st down. He sets to fire deep. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even 1st half, all tied on the scoreboard. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. 1st half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the 2nd half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
20!
On second down, here's Ryan. Being chased out left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now Ryan on 2nd down. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Ryan drops it off for Coleman. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
From the gun, Ryan. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have broken our tie. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 64 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Butker on for the PAT. Point after, up and good. And we are tied at 21. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. On the return, here's Justin Hardy.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Play action. Ryan rolling to his right. Looking deep for Julio. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Falcons have broken our tie. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix it.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Deion Jones coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jack Crawford in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a third and long. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Let's take it inside his own 40. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We're back now in KC. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. Play action. It's Ryan. He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Ryan throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Tyreek Hill on the return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller,
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces... Well, Mahomes. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. First down. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Chris Jones in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. To throw on 2nd down. Ryan, and the pressure gets to him again. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the gun, Ryan sliding out of the pocket. Looking, and this is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Matt Ryan connecting on his 4th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
You having fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up. 4
touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's the dangerous Tyreek Hill. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And this is going to be caught along the sideline. Nicely done, but right at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a yard on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins, for the Kansas City first. Mahomes now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. He's going to go deep for Conley. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. Caught here by Conley. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, 36 yards. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the 4th.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Get up! There we go. On!
Ryan wants to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. And now it's 3rd down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that tough.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Ryan looking deep for Julio. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, 33 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. The dangerous Hill now to return. Able to slither by. Then he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now here comes Kansas City. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, And down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now Mahomes. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
2 big plays in succession, and Kansas City's on the move. Now here's Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
And this is a situation where defensively, Brandon, you're going to be so excited. It's getting late. You've got the lead. No reason to not just pin your ears back and go. Bring the pressure. And here they hit him as he's releasing the football, and that's going to help lead to the interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And we will get it.